everybody, and welcome to Includes Podcast presented by Proximal Solutions. Before we go into our episode today, there is something that I really need to share with you guys because if you don't know, you need to know. So if you have not heard about Anchor, guys, it is the easiest way to make a podcast. And I said it is the easiest way because number one, it is free. Yes, it is free. There are also creation tools that are going to allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. It does not get any easier than that. But wait, there is more. Anchor is also going to distribute your podcast for you so that it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more. You can even make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It is everything really that you need to make a podcast, and it is all in one place. So do me a favor, go in, download the free Anchor app, or go to anchor.fm to get started. Hello everyone, and welcome once again to Includes Podcast presented by Proximal Solutions. I am your host, Marlegny Mourino, and you're probably wondering, is it time for a new episode yet? Is it the second Tuesday of every month? And the answer is no. So now you're probably wondering what happened. So guys, during our last episode about compliance, all of you, my amazing listeners, were a little bit disappointed. I know. You guys were a little bit disappointed because the description, information of the episode, and the title didn't actually match the episode itself, did it? If you heard it, you know what I'm talking about. So I know, guys. I know. And you probably are wondering what happened. So the short and sweet explanation for this is that I uploaded the wrong audio file. I know. I uploaded the wrong audio file. And instead of covering compliance, the audio that I had up there was the episode about coronavirus. So when I was saving the files, I mixed them up. I'm still learning the ins and out of the recording system. I'm still working with the music and making sure, when do you turn it up? When do you turn it down? I'm still trying to figure all this out, and also how to save these files properly to be able to upload them properly. So guys, I really sincerely from the bottom of my heart want to go ahead and apologize to all of you for my mistakes and for just not having the right file up there for you guys to listen. So once again, I want to apologize. And from now on, this is something that I should have been doing all along, is review the entire episode once it's uploaded. I usually just upload it, set it for day and time, and go from there. But I'm going to start making sure that I listen to the entire episode once it's up there to make sure that that is the correct one. But I am proud to say that the correct audio file for compliance is up. It is up. It's been revised, and it is ready for all of my amazing listeners to listen to it. But even though I went in and fixed it, guys, I still felt that I needed to come on here and apologize because during the first week, I had so many people listen to it. And, you guys reached out to me and said, hey, what's going on? It's not the right audio. And again, I wanted to come on here and I wanted to apologize, but please make sure, if you have not had a chance to listen to the episode yet, make sure to go in and check it out. As I mentioned, it is about compliance. So I start by defining compliance, also taking a closer look at the role of the compliance officer, which, by the way, guys, it is very, very, very extensive. A lot of the times when you start a new job, they give you the job description and all of your role and your duties are all listed there. The one thing that we never see, though, that we know is there is what? the all other duties as assigned. So I find that very pertinent when it comes to the compliance officer role, because they do so much within an organization, and the more you research it, it's like the more information you find, you're like, oh yeah, they also do this, oh yeah, they also do that. So please make sure to listen to the episode to learn a little bit more about the role of a compliance officer. I also look at each step and discuss each step of the compliance plan. So we know that the OIG, or the Office of Inspector General, they have described 7 basic components of an effective compliance program. So not only do I tell you what they are, but I also go through what each and every one of them means to you and how to make sure that these are done properly. So the 7 steps that are described from the OIG are implementing written policies, procedures, and standards of conduct. So making sure that you have your policies written out. The next one is designating a compliance officer and a compliance committee. So who's going to oversee that? Okay. The next one is conducting an effective training and education. So we know in our field, education and training is it's just crucial. You can't do your job if you don't know how to do it correctly, right? Right. The next step is developing effective lines of communication. So having that open door policy for everyone within your organization. The next step, step number 5, is conducting internal monitoring and auditing. So you want to make sure that you audit within your organization, and also that you're also training your staff on what you're auditing, what are those results, because they need to know. Can you imagine doing something 7 days a week for months and months and months and months, right? And you don't know if you're doing things right. You don't know if you're doing things wrong. So that's why having these results, written results, and presenting that to the individual employees is going to be more than helpful, because it's also going to prevent from those same errors happening again. And step or component number 6 will be enforcing standards through well-publicized disciplinary guidelines. And our last one, which I always think that the 2, 6, and 7 go hand in hand, which is 7 is responding properly to detected offenses and undertaking corrective action. So you have your guidelines are properly written. So now what are we going to do to any offenses? Okay, so having these steps, these 7 steps, or the 7 components, is going to provide your office with a solid basis for a HIPAA compliance program. Okay, and having an effective compliance program, it's crucial. We know the purpose of the compliance program is to promote the prevention of criminal conduct, enforce government rules and regulations while providing health quality care to the patients. Okay, compliance programs can help not only protect the practices against improper payments, fraud, and abuse, but also other potential liability areas. And compliance programs it's for the benefit of everyone, for the benefit of our patients, for the benefit of our staff, and then not just but our organizations overall. So one more thing that I do talk about is who is ultimately responsible for compliance. So if you have had a chance to already listen to that episode, or if you have not, compliance is near and dear to my heart. I mean, it's something that I love and something that I've always ended up finding myself working with, along with the compliance department, the compliance officer, or the person that monitors compliance. But I want you to be aware of the changes. I want you to be aware of the necessity of compliance. And not only that, not only do you need to understand the changes and the value, but also, how is this going to affect you? How does it affect you from your day-to-day operations? As a coder, how is being non-compliant is going to affect you versus, being in compliance will affect you. So with fraud enforcement initiatives increasing, okay, medical practices that have not implemented a compliance plan, they are at risk, okay? According to CMAS, the implementation of a good compliance program is going to help in better protecting a practice from risk of improper conduct. Okay, while implementing a comprehensive compliance program or a compliance plan, you're going to hear the 2 terms being used interchangeably, you're going to be able to find and correct any potential vulnerabilities within your practice while also minimizing billing mistakes, also reducing the chance of an audit, increasing payment of claims, reducing the chance of fraud and abuse, and promoting safe and quality care. Guys, healthcare's providers that have not yet implemented this compliance plan should be using those 7 steps that were outlined by the OIG. And one of the things that I'm going to do in this particular episode is I'm going to go ahead and give you all of my references, and I will make sure that they are listed in the description of the actual compliance episode as well. So you need to be aware of what is happening with healthcare right now. Like right now, what is happening, what are some of the challenges, what are some of the changes, and also what are some of the changes that are coming. What are some of the changes that recently happened? What are some of the changes that are coming? Every year we have changes with our coding, we have changes with our guidelines. So what else is coming down the pike that we need to prepare ourselves? Any changes in laws and regulation, how are they going to affect you? How are they going to affect your facility, your organization, your doctors, everyone within your organization? So once again, if you have not had a chance to check out the previous episode on compliance, please make sure to do so. If you already did and you were disappointed by finding out it was not compliance, it was coronavirus, guys, I sincerely apologize from the bottom of my heart and have rectified this issue. And this will not happen again. So thank you all so much for listening. I will catch you in our next episode. Stay safe, guys.